So you're all ready to cook some nice farm fresh eggs for breakfast. So the first thing you need is to get yourself a good cast iron skillet. But then you look over and somebody has washed it. Okay, so what are we going to do now? The cast iron skillet's been washed. You can't fry an egg in it or it'll stick to it. So how are we going to fix that problem? Well, I'm going to show you how to take care of that problem quick and easy right now. Alright, so cast iron is one of my favorite all-time cooking materials. It just is kind of a jack of all trades. It can do anything. It's almost indestructible. Because the pans are heavy and thick, they provide a very even cooking heat, even on electric stoves, especially because electric stoves are probably the worst thing ever to cook on in the history of the world. You'll never see any cooking show where they're using electric stoves. They use gas, but that's what I have here is an electric stove. Cast iron helps you because instead of heating up in one spot, it heats up evenly, so it provides an even surface. But one of the things that people that don't know cast iron tend to shy away from cast iron is because that when they try to fry things in it, like eggs or different anything, it sticks really, really bad. So whenever you try to fry something in cast iron, if you don't season it first, it sticks really bad. And that probably is why they invented Teflon pans and stuff like that, which I absolutely hate and refuse to use. Cast iron is a lot better than Teflon, but you have to season it first, okay? Now, there's two ways to season a cast iron skillet. There's what I call the Martha Stewart way, which, you know, if you follow that, it'll take you several hours to complete the process. Or there's the quick way, which is what I'm going to show you today. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and turn the stove on here. I'm turning it to high. I want the pan to start heating up. Okay, now the reason is cast iron is a very porous material. Microscopically, it has little holes in it, and as you heat that pan up, those holes actually grow in size, big enough for them to allow liquids to fall down in those holes, and then when it cools off, those liquids solidify in there. That's why it sticks so bad. Something's actually going down into the pores of the pan. So what we need to do is seal off those pores so that when you put something you're cooking in there, nothing goes down. Those pores are full. Okay, so to do that, we're going to use a high temp oil. One of your best oils is peanut oil. There are other oils you can use, but every oil has a smoke point, a point at which it begins to burn. Peanut oil is very high, so I'm going to use it for this test, or for this example here. I'm just going to put a little dab of peanut oil in here, not a whole lot, maybe a quarter teaspoon. And what we want to do is get that oil to the smoke point. That's the hottest point that it can get without burning. And that will mean that the pores in the pan will have expanded as large as they can at the point that the oil begins to burn. Now I'm just going to use a paper towel here before the pan gets too hot and kind of paint the whole pan with this oil. And it's already starting to smoke here. All right. You want to get the pan completely coated every inch. See the smoke coming off it? That's good. Not a problem. I'm just making the middle here, retouching it. I want that oil to fall down in those pores while they're open, okay? And I want the whole pan just to smoke. It's not a problem. It's what we want, okay? Now it's starting to smoke pretty good. We're going to take it off the heat, turn the stove off, and now we have to let the pan cool down. You cannot cook in it immediately after seasoning it. We've got to let it cool down because right now those pores are open and the oil is down in there. We want the pan to cool down, and as the pan cools down, the pores begin to close upon the oil, locking the oil in. The oil solidifies and it becomes like a sheet of glass. Nothing can penetrate it, okay? So once the pan has cooled off, we're going to wipe out the oil that's in there because it's kind of burnt a little bit. With a fresh paper towel, we're going to wipe that oil out. And then we're going to add just a little dab of new oil. See that, how that's nice and shiny? Okay. I'm going to wipe this oil out of here. Don't want that smoked, burnt oil in there. Okay. Now we're just going to add another little bit of oil in here. Not much. Little quarter teaspoon. Now I'm going to grab one of these nice, beautiful farm fresh eggs over here. Come from my chickens. And set it to fry. Now, the question is it going to stick or is it not going to stick? We're going to see that in a second. But one of the benefits that I love about cast iron is you don't have to use plastic spatulas. Hate those things. Absolutely detest them, okay? You can use anything on a cast iron skillet. I prefer a nice, real spatula with a flat end. I can't stand those stupid round end ones. This is a Revereware spatula. It's actually an antique, but you could chop down a tree with this sucker. It's that good. So we're ready to go, and just flip that baby over like that. No stick whatsoever. As you can see, it works really good, and that egg just came off and ready to go. So that is how you season a cast iron skillet, guys. It's not that hard. Takes about 5 minutes start to finish. And you're ready to cook on that skillet. You can fry in it, make anything you want. It's all sealed off. And so if you happen to wash your skillet, you don't have to worry. You don't have to spend hours trying to re-season it. Just put it on the stove, heat it up with some good hot oil that has a high smoke point. Let it smoke, let it cool down, wipe it out, and go and start cooking. And you are ready to cook anything you want. That's as easy as it is. Cast iron is the great way to go, and you don't have to mess with stupid little spatulas anymore. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, this is the Jungle Explorer signing out.